Hello. Please hold.
Backs were carried. We
Here
ain't
we
gonna
are.
change nothing.
We're back.
And so you lend Sid your strength.
What little of it I have. Used profits from this place to buy the poor buggers.
So when the abbot told us the bearers were yours...
Aye, they're my property.
I'm here.
At least by law. Any still fit to work fetch a price beyond my means. All I can do is care for those who are past mending. But it's not all doom and gloom. Bernard's finished fixing that bridge for you. You can carry on to Eastpool now. You got questions that need answering, ain't you? Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you, Martha.
Oh, I almost forgot. Sid and I have other friends in Rosaria. Wear this and they'll know you for one of us. And know that you will always be welcome here. You were right, Sid. It really is them. Lord Rosfield and Lady Warwick have come back to us. And long may they stay.
Sid.
Ah, Clive. You're not where I left you.
Hurt your hand.
I did, aye. With 1,000 little lightning bolts. Can't fling them around the way I used to. Think of it as my decoration for long service and exemplary misconduct. But you didn't come here to compare war wounds.
We didn't.
Thank you, Sid. For everything.
If you want to leave, that's your lookout. I'm sure you'll have a long and happy life together if you stay out of my way.
Sid!
Oh. I knew a girl, back in the day. She was a slave to her fate, just like you. I wanted to save her. For a while, I even thought I could. But just because you think something doesn't make it true.
Sid.
I'm no savior,
I'm back.
just a conceited old fool. I talk about people forging their own futures. But instead of handing them armor, I beat them with my own. And if no brother wants to listen to what you've got to say, you might as well keep your gob shut. But Clive, I will say this. You're not a monster. You're the same man you've always been. bad then. Once keeping out waiting. I have to find him before the Imperials do. I can't talk now, Oh, you're Clyde, aren't you? Arthur told me all about you. Word is you're a devil with that blade.
You look like you're in a hurry. Where are you going?
Not far, I hope. But I dare not waste a moment. It might cost a man his life.
Sounds serious. What happened?
Not so much what happened as what might. They've discovered he's a bearer, see? And now, one of his erstwhile friends and neighbours wants to see him clapped in chains.
Where is this bearer?
He wasn't fool enough to wait for the Imperials to arrive. Poor sod took to the road, left his whole life behind. They'll be after him before long. I need to find him and get him to safety fast. Here. If you've the time and the inclination, I could do with a hand. Will you help me find him?
Of course. We bearers have to look out for each other.
Thank you, Clive. With your help, I'll catch up with him again. His name's Norris. We need to find him and get him to Martha before the Imperials sniff him out.
You found him yet? You wouldn't catch a bastard standing around clucking like old hens. That fucking snake played me false, acted like he was one of us, and the old time he was one of them. We need him caught and handed over to the Imperials. Hanging's too good for him. Well, go on then. If he gets away, I'll see you fitted for a noose.
All right, Ronald. We were just leaving. Look, this one's here to help. I was just filling him in.
Ah, send a bearer to catch a bearer, is it? Not bloody likely. That's it. I'll find the bastard myself.
Come on now, Ron. It's dangerous out there. We wouldn't want you to come to any harm.
You want something done right, you don't send a bearer.
Clive, this might take a while. You start hunting our man, and I'll be along once I put Ronald's mind at ease. Someone said they saw Norris heading for the Fallen Gate. Maybe you could ask if anyone over that way knows anything. We have to find him. Let him slip through our grasp.
I'd better find this Norris before Ronald takes matters into his own hands. Bearers are hardly difficult to spot.
Hands.
What did he mean about being played false, I wonder? You don't know a man called Norris, do you?
I do, as it happens. He ran off that way not too long ago. Looked like he was in a right hurry. And he had a lantern with him for some reason. Never known him to stay out
What Norris was carrying, no doubt. At least I know which way he went. Someone made short work of them. Wonder if that someone was Norris. Norris, I presume.
Leave me be.
You were never branded. So that's how you stayed hidden.
Rollo sent you after me, did he? Set an Imperial dog on his best friend. But we were so close. I'll never forget the hatred in his eyes. But it doesn't matter now. I will not become a slave. As one bearer to another, please. Don't do this. You know how they treat our kind.
Ronald didn't send me. One of Martha's men did. He wanted to make sure you were safe.
I don't understand.
Martha takes in bearers. She's a friend. You can trust her. Believe me.
I never knew. I can't say I'm surprised though. She has a kind heart. Kinder than most.
Just wait here and stay out of sight. We'll be among friends soon enough.
Thank you. There's few would have been so kind. And sorry. You're now Imperial Dog. Far from it.
I've been called worse. Oh, I found a lantern back there. I assume it's yours.
Thanks. I dropped it when those creatures attacked me. But if I'm honest, I wasn't all that sorry to be rid of it. Ron gave it to me.
Right. I'll keep hold of it. I might be able to use it to put an end to the Imperial surge before it begins. A bearer without a brand. To have lived free for so many years. Only to be betrayed by a friend.
That's one of our branded.
You barely ever.
I'll be fucked if I'm leaving this to a
What's the thinking behind this design?
You are, Clive.
I want to do
The search.
a winged helmet, and one of the boss enemies in the game that has wings is Aquamentus, who's this dragon that I just designed last week. And the nice thing about Aquamentus is he has this horn on his head that protrudes like a unicorn horn. Up here in the sprite, you can see.
Shall we consider that the
So,
end of the matter then?
because this guy has like a fin on his helmet, like a centurion, I want to do like a raised metal fin that's kind of like Aquamentus. Then I can tie the wings in the side of the helmet into the dragon wings that are on this boss. A big thing I want to do with a lot of these designs is kind of like the real world, like knights and warriors and stuff. Like armor often depicts deities from like the religions they believe in, like angels or Christian stuff, or in Islam it's a lot of scripture that is etched into the armor.
You'll
I
find
want
out in the marshes.
Ganon's minions to kind of do the same thing for the supernatural creatures that exist in this game's world. So like a lot of the characters that I'm doing, a lot of the armor has like thematic motifs of some of the bosses. And I haven't done a ton with Aquamentus, but because this helmet has wings, I thought it was a good opportunity to pull that in. But yeah. I've used Gleeok on a lot, and I don't want to keep using Gleeok. Gleeok is on a lot of designs right now. Who's the three-headed dragon?
Who works for Martha, aren't you? Can you give me a hand? Curse my luck, I dropped my crystal off a cliff into the bloody swamp like an utter fool. Now, I've not got your knack, see, and I need that shard to chill my fish if I'm to take him to market. It's just a short climb down, I'll make it worth your while.
I can't promise anything.
Well, just promise you'll look. There may be one thing I failed to mention about the crystal. A creature might have already claimed it.
Claimed it.
All right, eaten it, but only might have, you understand. There were a lot of bog crabs down there. Nasty buggers, then.
Sounds like I need to break a few shells.
Oh, don't worry, there weren't too many of them. A veritable walk in the marsh, as they say. The ladder's right over there.
What's up, Sharky? Don't like that either. Stay down.
This must be it. No point spending any more time down here than I have to.
What up? Weird. Why is it never capturing your voice? Why does it do that? Hold on. Well, anyway. Let's see if I can figure out a way for this to pick you up. Can you keep talking? No, it's just not picking you up. Let's see. Let me try to restart the capture. Try again. There you are. Now it sees you. Okay. What's up?
Nothing. Just gotta work and get stuff done.
Me and Dave are going to talk
But
about Expedition 33.
I mean, you're probably further than me. I just got to like.
No, I think we're at the same spot. I stopped right after the first dungeon at the start of the second dungeon, the floating waters.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, so I went right into there. I opened up the like legendary chest or whatever.
I didn't do that.
And then I went into like, the one that's like rare items are in it or whatever.
Did you figure out
And then I stopped.
Did you figure out how to get fire for that guy that wants to shine?
I got to go back and do that. I looked it up after because I was like, I don't really get. You got to find like a resin,
Dude, I ran
and then
around
like
that
shoot
level.
his thing.
I ran around that level looking forever, and I finally found the resin, and I was like, what? I didn't look it up. I just was like, it has to be here. Like, it has, like, they wouldn't make me come back this early in the game. But yeah, it's like in a pile of shit somewhere randomly in that level.
Okay, I got to go look for it. I want to play it so bad. It's so good.
That boss was really fun. That boss at the end of that first dungeon, where you have to like dodge
Oh,
the
I
magic
know.
spells. It was so fun.
My dude died in that fight, but I beat it, and I
Yeah.
went, God damn it, he died. The girl, I like the girl way better.
The girl is way more fun to play, but did you look down the skill tree at all the stuff that the guy can do later?
Yeah.
He's gonna be fun later, but the girl is way more fun to run around as. Way more of the magic system is really, really fun, where you can like stack charges. Like if you like burn them multiple times and then incinerate them, it like piles all of it on.
Did you do the camp and all?
I did the camp. Yeah, I did do that. That was cool.
Okay, the music there was dope when you play the like.
Oh, I didn't play
all the music's great.
I didn't play the Vitrola.
Yeah, the music in that area. I mean, I think it's just the music from like the town.
Oh yeah,
one of the town areas. It is really good.
But the magic
art
system,
direction's great.
Yeah, I was a little worried about the art direction when I saw the characters, and I was like their heads are like a little like weirdly too big. They kind of look like Team America-y. And then once it opened up to the continent, I was like, okay, this looks really good. Like all the environment stuff and all the enemies and everything looked great.
Yeah, dude.
The uniforms with the ties, I wasn't a huge fan of, but I know that you get other outfits later.
Yeah, I like went to yeah, because there's branching paths in the levels.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I fought that second mime, I was like,
there's a second mime.
You haven't fought him?
No, I fought the optional boss guy who was like the chromatic lancier, the like super boss dude who can one shot you.
Did you beat him?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't beat him.
It took like 10 tries, but yeah, I beat him. The timing on his attacks is really difficult. If you can get the timing down, he's very easy, but the timing on his attacks is really weird because he like delays. He like swings and then stops, and then you have to wait and then tap it right at the right second. But,
I had to read some stuff about the game about like don't fire all your bullets.
Yeah, so
like there's never really a reason to fire them all. Just shoot the weak point and then stop, and then use the rest of your
it only makes sense to shoot them when there's flying enemies.
Yeah.
From what I saw, but yeah, I didn't know there was a second mime. I got to go back and find that. I think the coolest thing, the thing that I like the most is that there's tons of like hidden treasures if you explore, but all of them are like hugely beneficial. There's like no trash. Like everything I found in that level that was like an optional thing you could go find was like a new ability that like totally modified how the characters played. I was like, oh, these are all like really, really meaningful like upgrades. Like, and I could have just missed them. Like, if I didn't explore, like I wouldn't have the ability to do this crazy cool stuff.
Right. You fought the mime in the town, right? In the city in the beginning?
Yeah, I fought him.
So you fight another one of those.
Oh, okay.
It's super hard. At least it was hard for me. It was more hard because I was like, Kim was watching.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to keep redoing the same battle over and over and over again.
Become a true RPG player.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to just bore the hell out of you.
I love the music when you fight the mime in the town. The fucking accordion music was so funny. It was great. I loved how that scene where he goes into the cave after like the Saving Private Ryan beach landing thing, where like everybody, spoiler alert, but that scene where he goes in the cave and there's just the pile of bodies and he like sits down. I was like, this is all the visuals were so cool.
Yeah, it was really good. They do a good job with like show don't tell stuff.
Yes. I don't know what the Paintress is. I have no idea what any of them. They're just showing me slowly what everything is. They're not giving me a lore dump.
It's like the opposite of a Japanese RPG.
Yes.
Where they're not overdoing it.
They don't hand you an encyclopedia like Final Fantasy 13 and say, read up on the Fal'Cie and the Lissi. I don't know.
Yeah, it's way better.
I like not knowing what the Paintress is. I like that all the characters know, but I don't know yet.
It was really cool seeing her just like be humongous.
Yeah, just giant. So
it's like, oh, okay,
is it
cool.
so everybody who's over 33 just dies immediately when the number goes down to 32, right? And then when it goes to 31, everyone who's 32 is going to die. So like eventually it's all going to be children. That's like the plot. Okay. I was just making sure that I understood that correctly. I want to know what is going on. So, especially since everyone who's beaten it is saying the story's really good, I want to know what the payoff is so bad now. Because, like, it's such a weird idea, and it's so like unique, and the fact that people are saying it actually pays off well has me excited.
Mm-hmm. I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
The whole build up to it. I was like,
I'm gonna play it for 12 hours on Saturday. I'm gonna go to the gym in the morning and then do only that. This is one of those games that I need to beat in like a week. I can't let it linger or it's gonna get spoiled.
I was enjoying it. I liked the. I mean, I don't want to spoil it completely for everybody or anybody who's here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, some of the stuff I was like you'll know what I'm talking about, just because it happens right away. I'm like, is that me?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Is that just that? Is that just that guy?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, is it a coincidence that he is basically exactly the same?
Well, it threw me a little bit because his sister looks like the other girl.
Yeah.
So I was like, she looks a lot like that other girl.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering
So I
what's
was like,
going on with that.
I don't know if the models are just so close, like the style just kind of,
because like making,
or if that's literally it. Because it looks like literally that.
It looks like it's literally that guy, and the making the hairstyle the same is what got me, like the facial hair and everything, and like the lame arm. And I was like,
yeah,
this feels. But yeah, we'll see.
I love the like. Okay, so what I was gonna say about the show don't tell that I like. I really liked it when you kill the first enemy, and he just kind of looks at it.
Yeah.
After it dies, and he's just like,
yeah.
Like it's not triumphant. There's nothing like good about it. He's just totally gone. I really liked that. I was like, oh, that alone told me a lot about the people who are making it. And I went, that was nice and subtle. It was really good storytelling, and that made me excited for the rest of the game. I went, great.
Yeah, that was a
when
really
he made
good
that
moment.
when he made that face looking at that guy dead on the ground, I was like, nice.
Yep, it was really good. I also like the moment where she's like, protocol dictates we do this, and he was just like, are you fucking crazy? Like, everyone we know is dead. Like, what do you mean protocol? I was like, oh, this is good. This is really good. This is good stuff. I like that they're acknowledging like this is fucking nuts. Like, what do you mean? Like, we should run for our lives.
But I also like that she's like, don't be a pussy.
Yeah, it's good. The back and forth is really, really good. I like that they're reacting to the unknown the way people would react to the unknown, because like they have no fucking clue what's out here, and I like that they're acting like they have no fucking clue what's out here.
Also, her reaction to that, her whole story thing during that, I was like, oh, this is the best Asian character.
It's really
I was
good.
like, she feels extremely Asian right now. That's what Kim was saying too. She's like, wow, she's like following the rules. She's like a hard ass. She doesn't care that like things have happened this way. She's still gonna do it.
She's like, yo,
let's just keep doing it.
Yeah, it's really.
I thought that was great.
I'm really, really enjoying it. The systems are super fun. I love that you can upgrade your weapons, and your weapons get new abilities as they level up. I love that all of your battle actions can stack and like affect other battle actions. Like you can build up, not like combos, but like you can like basically like build a Jenga tower and then like pull a piece out and the whole thing collapses. I love that. It's so good. Jacobo is asking in the chat if he can take the weekend for the challenge or until next week Friday. I don't know.
I was just going to do the weekend because the way that the judging is going to work for the challenge is that it's going to be like judged after the weekend, and I'm only going to do the select paint overs like I mentioned in prior streams, so it won't be one of those challenges where I go over it and like through. So like in the past I've done like 3 consecutive videos because I was painting over all of them, which in a roundabout way just gave people more time to finish.
Sure.
So that won't be the case this time.
It's cracking down, guys.
Well, just I can't do 27 paint overs.
Yeah, of course.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's why we stopped doing daggers, because we were like, oh, 400 submissions? Like, oh, no. Oh, no.
I am excited to go through everybody's stuff.
Yeah. I like, man, I just like so much of it. I don't want to spoil. I'm not going to say what I was about to say. But, man, I'm really, really, really enjoying it. I'm really, like, pumped that people are saying it sticks the landing. That's my biggest worry when stuff like this comes out that's so unique. It's like, it's not going to pay off.
Yeah.
The overworld is super cool. I love the weird, like, depth of field stuff they do.
Yeah, it just turns into like a like one of those 2D RPG kind of vibes.
Yeah, I just love the way they do like the
those
blur,
remakes.
the blur on the camera, and like all the it's just very, very satisfying.
They make it feel like a little toy map.
I like how fast you feel the power of the level ups. Where you're like,
that's great.
Oh, cool. Like, I leveled up twice, and now this enemy that killed me a couple times, I'm just, like, able to do it. Like, this is cool.
I didn't understand until I read this thing online. I might have missed it because I was playing with Kim. So I wasn't really, like, taking in all the information. But, with the Pictos system, with the Lumiere stuff.
I was going to ask you about like, the Lumina stuff. So... I'm assuming you equip a Picto, and then once it becomes Lumina, it means you have it, you can unequip it, and it's just there forever? Or can you only equip 3 Lumina?
Well, do you know how to access the Lumina menu? So, like, when you're in the Picto, you press L3, and then it opens up a different menu.
Oh,
and
no.
then you can equip the stuff that's, like, the stuff that you actually keep from it, like the passive thing.
Okay. How many of those?
So I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
How
many of those?
I don't know.
Keep? Okay.
I have to play it again. I just looked it up because I was like, I didn't get that. I also didn't understand what all the items were for. I was like, I don't get what all these items. Like, I keep having these items, I can't use them.
Yeah. A lot of them are like upgrade items. I'm getting a lot of those where it's like you can upgrade your thing to level 3 at the camp. You can do this. And I'm like, I don't know. I haven't done any of that yet. I've just seen a lot of those.
Yeah. So apparently you can't do any of those until later in the game.
Okay.
That's like a system that's gonna open up. So we have a bunch of like useless items right now.
Sure.
That will be useful.
That it did the RPG trope from Super Nintendo days that I love, where at the beginning there's like a little carnival and like you can get an item and it's like, this seems useless for now, but it's like an optional item, or it's like, you can get something early on that's optional and later it's gonna have a huge payoff probably.
Yeah, I had a bit of a panic when I went to the stylist lady and finally used the token. Then I went, oh shit, how do I change it back?
Yeah, the pulled back hair. It looked so bad. No. Yeah.
So I was glad they let you change his hairstyle whenever you want.
I know, I was like, thank God.
Like, I can't be looking at that the rest of the game.
How many times did you fight that girl the second time on the docks before you left? You get her the first time?
3.
Yeah, I fought her, I think 5. I was like, this is...
It took a while to get down the timing.
Yeah, I like that they gate the healing off until they force you to learn the parries and the dodges. Like, they don't even give you a healing option, really.
No, I beat the mime first try.
I did too. It was close, though. It was really close.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Fighting the second mime messed me up. That thing is... I didn't beat him yet. I gotta go back. I gotta go back and fight him a bunch.
I'm so pumped. The game's so good.
I told Kim, I was like, I can beat this guy who one-shotted me instantly. I said, but I'm gonna need to fight him like a bunch. And I was like, I'm not gonna make you watch.
Yeah.
You fight him like 5 more times.
It's got all the things that you want from one of those old feeling RPGs. It's got the super boss early on that you don't have to beat, but you can. Maybe you'll get something good. It's got the thing you can't open up, come back later. It's got the item that's going to upgrade into something great, but it's optional.
It rules.
Yeah, it's great.
So far, it rules.
It's great. It's so good. I'm so pumped. They got me.
It's
They
everything
really,
that I wanted them to like do.
they really got me with that intro because like at first I was like, oh, these characters are, I don't know, this feels a little weird, and then that moment where it goes down to 33, and like that weird like eclipse thing happens, and like everybody like dissolves away. I was like, oh, this is like really heavy. Like this is good. Like they really did a good job with this.
Yeah, it was great.
I was like, oh, suddenly I don't care that this guy looks like Robert Pattinson. I was like, okay, cool. Now I like him. All right.
I also like that they keep everything in world.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that I dislike about this book I'm reading right now
Mm.
is this guy keeps putting like modern day sensibilities into this executioner's life.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I doubt the little kid had a lot of feelings about killing a dog. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I really doubt it.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe he felt blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, he didn't. What are you talking about?
How about no maybes and just stick to the script?
Yeah. So like I liked in Expedition, it's one of my like critiques of like a lot of stories is people put modern like sensibilities into like an old thing. You know, it's definitely a part of like why people make fun of like Dragon Age.
Oh,
but
yeah,
like
for sure.
it's like the way people talk or like the way people act or behave or whatever. It's like they just go like, yeah, that's stupid. Reed's wrong. And like in this game,
You didn't
when
know,
like
but now you do. Like no one's talking like
Exactly.
that. I love science. Like yeah, none of that.
yeah, so like in this game, when the bad thing happens in the beginning, and everything's like wrong, like right afterwards, they're like talking normal again. Like this
Yeah.
happens all the time. This happens every year.
Yeah.
Like I liked that. I really liked that they didn't do like a big somber thing. Like he was
I like that only
almost not back to
one-
normal, but he's just having a hard time.
I like that only one guy in town is having PTSD about it, and everybody else has been like, it's been like normalized to a point that they're just shutting down, but one guy is drunk and freaking out. And the main character's reaction to that guy having a human reaction is, hey, maybe you should go hang out with your daughter and stop feeling sorry for yourself. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
they're like really doing some good, brutal world building here.
Yeah, that felt very real for that world. I was like, I like it.
Oh, hey, Curry, good to see you. Haven't seen you here in a while. Have either of you seen the second episode of Gundam GQX? I don't know what that is. I haven't seen it.
I have not. No, I haven't watched the first one. I haven't seen any of that show.
Wait, what is it?
I heard it's looking pretty good.
What
It's
is
like a reimagining of the initial Gundam series.
Oh, sick. Is it animated or?
Yeah, it has some like CG stuff in it though, so it's not like 100%
Right.
like classic looking.
I'd be down
But-
to watch, yeah. I didn't know that was a
But
thing.
it's like it's like a new approach to like the old stuff with like Char and
Classics.
what's his face?
Akashi, I don't know his name. Begins with an Amato? Is that his name? Amuro?
Amuro. Yeah.
Amuro. Yeah. Man. I just want to play fucking Expedition 33. And I can't.
Yeah, me too.
I gotta paint.
That's all I want to do right now. Kim was like, "You're gonna have to watch the kids for a bit because Aunt Jackie's gonna come over and we're gonna go to the gym." And I was like, "Oh, that'll be no problem at all. Like,
Yeah.
I can have them watch me fight the mime."
Yes. Do you think
And
I got a funny feeling about the mime that remember in Final Fantasy IX there were like random encounters in the woods where it would play like fun little fairy tale music and like funny monsters would show up and ask you to feed them stuff.
Yeah.
But if you missed one, it broke the chain and you couldn't, that weird little side optional thing, you couldn't do it if you missed one. Do you think the mimes are like that, where like it's leading to something where you have to get all of them?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. It feels like one of those games where it's gonna add up.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
But I know that beating that first mime gave you cool shit, so I imagine beating the second mime is going to give you something cool.
I talked to a very angry Eastern European man today who delivered some stuff to my house, and he was talking like a movie character, and I couldn't believe it. And I told him, I started laughing, and he got mad, and I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, you're talking like a movie character, and I don't know what to do, so it's just so funny. So I ordered a bunch of stuff from IKEA, and I had it delivered, and the guy calls me, like, it was supposed to get here at 3 in the afternoon. He called me at like 10 this morning or something. It was right after I started my stream the first time. And he was like, I don't know what accent this was. I'm just going to do it. I'm sorry, chat. He was like, we are 15 minutes away and you will be there. And I was like, okay. And I was like,
Russian.
And I was like, I'm at the end of a long dirt driveway. I was like, is your truck okay with that? And he go, yes, no problem. Then he just hung up. So then he shows up, and he's like, you helped me bring in boxes. And I was like, okay. I was like, even though I paid for the delivery, whatever. He's like this old, like, muscly guy. And I was like, okay. So I carry the boxes up, and he goes, you have it all, 3 boxes, that's it. And I said, all right. I was like, I'm just going to open them up and make sure nothing's broken. He was like, it's not, it's good. And I was like, no, I'm just going to check. So I open it up, and I'm like, hey, there's a few things missing from this order. I was like, are they in your truck? And he goes, it is not my problem. I deliver. I deliver what on the bill. You see what on the bill. If it's missing, it's problem with IKEA. He goes, maybe you call them. Maybe they call Sweden, and Sweden send you a new one. And then he just walked away. I was like, this is great. I started laughing. And he turned around, and he goes, I entertain you. And I was like, yeah, you're talking like a movie character. I was like, this is like hilarious, dude. I was like, I'm sorry, like I don't mean to like make you mad, but like that's hilarious what you just said. And then he just got in his truck and left.
Yeah.
It was very maybe they call Sweden and Sweden will send you a new one. Oh, this is great. This is so mean. It's so funny. Maybe they'll call Sweden and Sweden will send you a new one.
I like that.
Very good. But yeah, and now I'm back. I unpacked all that stuff. I'm here. I have a whole new kitchen set. Wow.
I just had a long discussion with my trainer, Teray, about I was asking him, huh?
Kanye West?
Well, yeah, we did talk about that, but also, we talked about that on Monday. Today's discussion was about how come he can't listen to music by gay guys without being offended.
Oh no.
But he can go get a pedicure.
Oh, that's an interesting dichotomy.
I said, how is one
did he bring up that
more gay than the other?
Did he willingly bring up that he got a pedicure, or did you fish that out of him?
No, I asked him. I said, have you ever gotten a pedicure? I asked him that first.
And he just said, yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, I know black guys get pedicures sometimes. So I was like, I asked him. And he was like, yeah. And then I was like, so you can't listen to Lil Uzi Vert because he might be gay, but you can go get a pedicure.
That's a very interesting dichotomy.
I was like, we have to break this down. So for about an hour,
I love that you forced him to break it down. That's very good.
It was fun. He was laughing a lot. It was very enjoyable. I liked it.
It's very much the same kind of thing of like bullies making fun of you for doing art and calling you gay in high school, but then slapping each other's ass in the locker room. And you're like, how do you do one of these and not like what?
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
It's pretty good. Did you get any answers?
Those are my favorite conversations.
Did he explore? Did he give you any realizations about why one's okay?
Just that, like, you know, he's getting massaged, he's getting all this stuff going, whatever. He's like, it's, you know, there's an Asian lady doing it. And I was asking him, I said, okay. And then we just went down the slippery slope where I was like, yeah, have you ever gotten a massage from a man? And then he was like, yeah. He said, yeah. And I said, did he ever touch your feet?
You were leaning in.
And then he was like, he was like, you went, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, you
Like,
do. You do remember.
It started to fall apart fast.
Yeah, well, then the response to that is that something you'd forget? That's so good. That's great.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
My trainer, it's funny you bring this up because my trainer is very clearly going to therapy for the first time ever. And
Okay.
it's very obvious that his girlfriend made him do it because of the way he's talking about it. And I have to try super hard not to laugh because the stuff he says, like, it's like stuff you'd write in like a comedy show about that, the way he delivers it. But like, he's trying really hard to like open up about it, so I have to like really force myself to like not laugh. So he'll be like, I'll be lifting weights, and then randomly he'll be like, I'm not having the best day. He's like, normally I usually keep that kind of stuff to myself, but it's important to talk about, my feelings. It is important to do that. And I'm like, what like, you don't need to tell me. It's important. It's so obvious that he's going to therapy for the first time, and he's getting he's getting feedback, and he's just repeating what the therapist is telling him. And he's like, because guys should be able to have friends, and like I feel like I can talk to you if I'm having a bad day. I feel like you're an understanding guy. You can be a client and a friend. And I'm like, oh
Walking
no.
his way through it.
I'm like, you're just repeating the conversation you had very obviously with the therapist.
He's also dismantling a bomb.
Yes.
That you could be. You could be a bomb. So he has to slowly but surely figure out, is Dan going to judge me? If Dan's like me, then I need to do this. I need to walk him through it the way the therapist walked me through it.
So I let him do that for about a half hour. Then after 30 minutes of that, I casually slipped into the conversation. I used to just like never talk about anything with anyone, even like people I was dating. I was like, but after going to therapy for a couple years, I realized that it's okay I just mentioned that I had gone to therapy.
Yeah.
And then that seemed to make it better. But then at the end of it, he was like, good job today, Dan. And he like did the pound thing. And then he went, I'll see you next week. And then he walked away, and then he turned around and he went, buddy. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, all right. And I was like, are you like asking permission to be friends? Like, this is, oh no. Like, I'm glad he's going. I just feel so bad that it's like that hard for a grown man to talk to other men about how they're feeling. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's exciting.
It is funny when you realize people are going to therapy because of how they're talking about it. It's very funny to see them like not know how to like use the tools they're being given, so they just have to describe the tools to you.
Yeah, we've had Teray and his family over for dinner before.
Yeah.
So they're friendly with us. So I tell him about everything, and like I just have fun teasing him. I just have fun poking him.
Yeah.
I told him about our idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did he like it?
He did like it. The idea I'm talking about specifically, I told him about the one that's the comic idea.
Yeah.
He likes that one a lot.
Yeah.
After I told him like the deeper meaning of being able to like manipulate for, the other side of it.
Yes.
He went. He made a serious face and he went, I think you're onto something with that.
That's good.
And that made me laugh really hard.
What am I drawing?
I think you're actually onto something with that.
Block a nut. I am taking all of the original Zelda sprites, like this little dude up in the corner, and I'm trying to draw what I thought they looked like when I was a kid. So, like, when I was a kid, this Pegasus dragon unicorn thing, like, I'm trying to capture what I thought I was seeing in the pixels. But, yeah, there's like a ton of these that I'm doing. I'm doing all of them. Doing them all. So we got like this one, this dude up here. I always thought he was like a weird centaur lion thing, but he very clearly has like an alligator body, so like maybe kind of dragon elements in there. Best example is probably these dudes, where like I always thought, apparently Nintendo thought that these were rat people and those were rat ears, but I very clearly just saw a Viking with a big mustache and a horned helmet. So like, yeah, I'm just doing all of the enemies to make the Zelda that I always thought Zelda was. Could you ask Dave if the final day to turn it in is Sunday?
It could be, well, the final day to turn it in will be the day of the stream. That'll be the final day. So that could be, let me think about it. I mean, that could be like a Tuesday night. I'll probably give people Monday just to like get everything together and get it in, and then Tuesday be the actual stream.
The other thing I was going to say about the therapy thing before we move on is it's really funny to see people. I mean, it's not funny. I'm glad that people go, but the way they cope with going by over-explaining things is really funny to me. Or like they're having a conversation with themselves to justify the things they're sharing, where they'll be like, there's another one that I heard, which was good, was, yeah, so, you know, I'll be around the gym if you're here this weekend because my girl's going out of town and, like, you know, I'm not going with her. And he's like, but, you know, that's good because she needs, like, time with her friends. She needs, like, her own space. And, like, that's a healthy thing. It's a very healthy thing that she's going. And really, like, you know, I should have time to myself, too, for, like, my hobbies. And that's healthy for me. And I'm like, oh, man, you're, like, really talking through this. Like you're giving me the you're giving me the whole rationale.
I like that.
Yeah, it's good. It's like a weird, I don't know if it's like an insecurity thing. I always find insecurity stuff funny because it's so like human. It's like so relatable. But
yeah.
But yeah, I've been enjoying that. Been enjoying that a lot. It's okay, Jacob.
I have a therapist that I haven't seen him in a little bit. He was just kind of like, you know, we'll catch up at some point, but you're cool for a while. Oh, all right, cool. But he reaches out to me every once in a while, and he just goes, "Do you have any more of those Miss Lasagna comics?"
From the Japanese guy?
Yeah, from that Japanese guy.
Wow.
That's like, I got an email. I've gotten 2 emails from him.
You got any more of those?
And both of them are about that.
It's the meme. Y'all got any of those? You got any of those Miss Lasagna comics?
He's like, I really like them.
Just the crackhead Dave Chappelle scratching himself. Y'all got any of those?
Yeah. He really did. He's like, I really like those a lot. I was like, thanks, man.
I like them. It's just the Frank Reynolds talking about the drawings Charlie made him. I like them. I like them. I want to see more of them. That's very good.
Yeah, those cracked me up.
That's really good.
Can you send me more of those?
Where'd you find those?
Like,
Do you see more? Did you send them?
Big fan.
That's great. Yeah, it is. It's funny. It's funny making like healthy friendships with like hyper masculine people. And like forcing them to like have the conversations on your terms is very funny to me.
I say crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's great. It's funny because like my trainer's like, obviously he's the head of the gym where I'm at, and he has to be very like health and body positive and not offend people and stuff because it's very like part of the code there. But like when I talk about my goals and stuff, he's like, hey man, remember, like, you know, healthy at any size. And I just stop and I look at him and I'm like, you wouldn't want to be me though. And then he has to try not to laugh. And I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. No one's looking at us. You can just, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just be honest with
That's
me, please.
really funny.
Please.
Yeah, don't lie to me, please. It's weird.
Yeah, it's like it's not conducive to a healthy working relationship.
Hold on.
So
No, I was listening to what's going on. I hear Lug yelling.
Do you want to talk about why you rewarded Axel last night? Because I thought that was very funny.
Yeah. So this kid in their class, the Axel and Loic are in the same early childhood education class, and they're with like kids of kind of not like all ages, but they're like between. It's between like 3. It goes up to like 6 at the latest, but it's like 3, 4, 5, 6, and like essentially it's like a community kind of thing where the kids learn how to be around other little kids, and like they have different responsibilities depending on who they are in the class. It's like if they're a 6-year-old, they have like a different kind of like role in the class where they have like more responsibilities. They can like take care of other kids, like that sort of thing. So Axel is on the other side. He's a little older. He's just about to turn 6. But our son Loic, he's younger. So he just turned 5, but what's gonna happen with him is that oh wait, hold on.
Dave has to go be a dad. Hold on, guys. Oh. I can ask Dave when he comes back. Sorry, I wasn't sure. Wasn't sure what you were talking about.
Okay, so I'll finish the story.
Yeah.
So what happened was there's this kid that he's been having a hard time in school, I guess, with like a lot of the other kids, but he was messing around. He wanted something from Loic. Loic said no. They were outside. They had like a dustpan, and the kid ended up taking the dustpan and throwing it at Loic, cutting him, and Loic started bleeding. And then Axel came and checked on him and was like, "Are you okay, Loic?" And then ran and drop kicked the other kid. And then didn't get in any trouble, thank God. But what ended up happening is basically that other kid got drop kicked, got in trouble, and then we celebrated with the boys. We said, "You did the right thing, Axel, taking care of your brother. You're a hero. You can get whatever you want." So then we had sushi and takoyaki, and it was beautiful.
It's so great. I love encouraging that behavior. Crow wanted to ask, what he never got clear about the prompt in your server. Was it supposed to be more zero-sum or symbiotic? I don't know what that
I mean,
means.
you could You could go, I mean, I don't know zero sum, but you could go either way with it. But symbiotic was like the main one. It was like a give and a take relationship. So if somebody gives one thing, then the other character that's attached to them, takes that and turns it into a power or whatever else. So it's basically like if you were, it's like you take the theme of, basically, here's a dumb example. You're a trash collector, right? You're a trash man. You collect trash, and then the thing that you're doing is you're feeding a trash golem. Like that's
okay.
that's like the symbiotic relationship. Or it could literally be a give and a take of like blood from your body into some like being or whatever. Or like your soul leaves your body, like a poltergeist situation, like that type of thing.
Okay. So it's a character and a creature that are linked. Is the prompt, or?
Yeah, it was called like Give and Take was the challenge name.
Nice. Trying to think of what I would do for that. Give and take. What's going on?
I'm just listening to the boys crying. I don't know what happened.
Oh.
I'm trying to hear if something happened.
Hello, anime fan. Lots of new people in here today. What's going on? Let's see. What do I want to do with this pose? Thank you. I'm redoing all of these sprites from the original Legend of Zelda. So here's some other ones. Doing them all. Doing every single one.
I'm doing marketing artwork that I can't share, but this is helpful to sit here and talk.
Yes. I'll be here for a bit longer. Probably another 45 minutes, then I gotta go to the gym and hopefully talk about therapy stuff. We'll see.
Yeah.
Thanks, Anime fan. If you want to follow, I stream every weekday, Monday through Friday, sometimes for like 8 hours, usually for at least 4. But yeah, happy to have you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I just want to play Expedition 33. I really want to get back to that.
Me too.
I'm dying for it. It's so good. It's like, it's just so nice to be like validated and be like, all of that stuff we wanted to come back. When they kept saying like that it didn't make sense, and then like look at it all there. God damn, world map, all that shit. It's just as cool. They got that like Legend of Dragoon. I mean, obviously way more complicated, but like the Legend of Dragoon battle system thing.
Yeah, they're really involved.
Just taken to a much higher level.
Yeah,
it's like, man, everything's there. It's just like, how great is this?
Hey, thanks for the sub.
I actually did it.
Thank you for the sub. Yeah, I'm excited to see, because like I don't even have 3 characters in the party yet. Like I just want to see how crazy it gets. And I'm assuming, I don't know, I'm assuming there's going to be like combination attacks and stuff later. There's like expedition dodges where like the whole group can like dodge and parry, so I'm assuming later there's going to be expedition attacks, which like, come on, like it's so good. Like I can't wait.
Yeah, that part that we're both at right now is so nice looking.
Hey Raph, good to see you. Glad you're here. we are painting. I'm just gonna say this every time someone new comes in. We're painting all the original Zelda sprites, as what I thought they looked like when I was a kid. So here's some examples. But yeah, we're gonna do this night. I know what I want his armor to look like. I just gotta get there.
Part of me wants to play Oblivion. The kids love Oblivion.
I'm saving that.
So stupid.
I'm saving that. It's a really, I can see that being a really good game for the boys to jump into, because it's like the total freedom of it. You don't have to sit through a ton of like boring conversations to get started and stuff. Like, it's just, there's a skeleton, fucking hit it.
Yeah.
Do I have a plan for the
nice.
shield? Yes, I do have a plan for the shield. I can show you the other night and what I did for that. So like obviously when Nintendo made the game, they just put Christian crosses on the shields because knights have those in like movies and stuff. But I don't want that in like this fantasy setting. Like I always thought that was lame as a kid. I was like, that shouldn't be like just a church cross. We're in like Hyrule, so like I'm trying to find ways to make it that shape, but not that. So like this was the solution on the other one. Was this like Ganon trident thing? But yeah.
I really hope that all the games that are like wanting to go, like I really was, it was really a bummer for me when like every game that was going to be like those role-playing games that we remembered from being kids, they were all going to be these like 2D shitty ones.
Oh, I know.
Like shitty 2D, like characters look too soft and friendly.
Well,
Like,
also
everything
just,
just
like,
looks stupid to me.
Every RPG had to be anime for some reason. It's like,
Yes.
it's super weird.
Yeah, like it's so, yes, it was like very much like, I don't know. It's that thing of I feel that way about anime stories a lot, where like you're like people who are fans of that sort of thing, when they make their own, they also put it in Japan. And you're like, but you're not from Japan. Like, you're from America.
Yeah.
And you're like pretending that like you're Japanese.
Stolen valor.
Like this is weird.
Yeah, it's stolen valor.
Like, don't you get that? Like, what would make your thing appealing, I think, to like Japanese people, the way that anime is appealing to you, is to give them an experience they don't already have all the time.
Right.
Like give them like the American whatever, like your specific perspective, because that would be unique in that little world.
Yeah.
It's like, instead of doing like a fake, I don't really understand like that world version.
Yeah.
Where you're just like some odd imposter. Like do the American version. Like do the stuff you actually know. You know what I mean? Like that's what it feels like to me to see like RPGs come out and just be like mimicking an aesthetic.
Yeah, you can tell when it's secondary and that you're just copying a copy of a copy.
Yeah. So I'm glad that it's not that.
No, I'm glad it's just totally new. When did I start YouTube? I mean, I had this channel for a long time, but I didn't stream on it for like a long time, like years. Like, I just started streaming again regularly on YouTube like maybe a year ago. Made this channel forever ago to do paintovers and stuff when me and Dave were streaming like every day, but I haven't used it for a really long time. I've only been regular on it for the past like 12 months.
I love finding out, like I had that talk with what's his face? Forget his name. That dude who's always talking about AI.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember his name either.
Well, I had like a little interview thing with him, and he brought it up in the video. He's like, you were streaming since like when? And I was like, holy shit. And I had to think about it, and I was like 2007. Like
Yeah,
2008.
2007 or 8, yeah. Back in the
And I was like,
livestream.com days.
back when nobody streamed.
Yeah.
Back before they were streamers was a word.
Yeah, back before you couldn't back up your streams because they took up so much space that they were auto-deleted after like a couple days.
Yeah. It was so funny to like that put a date on me that was very funny. I was like, holy shit.
Those are the
I've
questions
been streaming.
Those are the questions
so long.
those are the questions I just don't answer when they come up. I'm like, oh, I don't know. A while. I don't really think about it.
38 years, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
Before you were born?
Was I there when YouTube came out? I don't know. Let's talk about something else.
Was Dan and I posting shorts that we made before YouTube existed? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, actually. We were making funny short films.
Could it be argued that it's so funny that we stopped, like we used to stream like, or at least I used to stream like 10 hours a day, like minimum, like every day for like years. And the reason I had to stop is because there was no way to like, I was like, this is unsustainable. I can't make a living. I have to work more.
Well, nobody could make money.
No, nobody could make money.
There was no
I was like,
income.
I'm spending too much time streaming and like, I'm not able to pay my bills. And like, I just have to focus on my career. And then if I just waited 5 years, streaming became a profession. And like, we were doing it. We were like proto doing that before it became a thing. And like, it's such a bummer because like, you remember that day we went and we had lunch in Boston and we were like, we got to figure out a way for artists to just make money by people that like their art, like giving them like microtransactions. We're like trying to come up with Patreon before Patreon. We were like, how do we make artists like a magazine you can like subscribe to? How's this like a thing?
Yes.
Like, and then all the things that we were trying to figure out just happened, but they happened after like I stopped streaming all the time. Just such a bummer because like if I just kept doing it, it figured itself out so much faster than I thought it would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's bizarre that it ended up all working out for everybody else.
Dylan, I know for everybody but us. I was there.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? What it all became.
I know, it's wild to think about it. It's wild to think about the time when it wasn't anything and how fast it became like everything.
I know. Like I knew it was cool because it was like ground floor. Like we had so many views and like all this other shit.
If we just kept Crimson Daggers going, we would have been all set. It would have been good, but
it's the problem with doing things too early.
Couldn't
like you can be too early.
Yeah.
You can show up, before the malls open.
Mm-hmm.
Like that can happen to you.
Yeah, it's wild to think about it.
And then
It's
you're
wild.
like, all right, I should have waited.
Well, I didn't know that they were going to start adding paid subscriptions to streaming. Streaming used to just be a thing that very few people did for fun sometimes.
Well, we couldn't have done it
Yeah.
because like we were streaming, or at least like when I started streaming was 2008 or 2007.
I
don't even know.
I started in 2008 irregularly, and I started doing it regularly in 2011. So you were probably 2007. You were streaming your Ninja Turtles paintings. Those were like your early, some of your earliest streams.
But that was like later streams though. That wasn't like my earlier streams. Those are later, and that was in 2009.
Yeah, you started, I think, a year after Bobby Chu,
Yeah, I was right alongside him.
because he was like one of the first ones. But yeah. And then I remember like James Jean would occasionally stream, and it was like a event. It was like, whoa, like this is like he's gonna be live for like 6 hours doing a painting. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
And he'd have to stop every like 2 hours because the bandwidth couldn't let you stream for 6 hours straight back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was another funny thing.
What's funny, I can't I was actually just trying to search it out. I was like, I typed stream, and I was like, well, they weren't called streams, they were called
No,
lives.
They were called lives, yeah. Livestream.com was the only thing that used the word live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They were called lives,
Isn't
or
that
they
funny?
were called broadcasts.
That's how long ago it was.
Mm-hmm. The terminology didn't
crazy.
even exist.
Mm-mm.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, if I go to my DeviantArt, I bet I could tell you exactly when. That's like my oldest of the old.
Mm-hmm. Did you put your streams on there?
No, I just had older posts on there.
Oh, okay.
That like I can find like images that I had done on stream. Because I was recording my process. I was recording my video process, 2007.
Yeah, sounds about right. Well, happy 20
Crazy.
years coming up. 20 years of streaming. Gonna get a banner with a cursive, 20 years of streaming.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was
Man.
overwhelming at the end when I finally stopped. It was like, I wasn't kidding earlier, guys. We were getting like 100, up to 400 submissions for contests. Those fucking blood sports things we did exploded. Those were crazy. Like, so many people were entering them. But like, I get it, because we were like, the one thing we were doing that nobody else was doing back then, which was the good thing, was that people were actually getting like real exposure, because we would do like contests that would then get published about on like Kotaku and other sites, so people would get like hundreds of thousands of people seeing their art.
Yeah, we had like ongoing relationships with publications online.
Yeah, that was the cool part. And then also like bringing in like industry veteran artists that to like talk about
Also,
it. And
this
judge it.
was before Kotaku was a
Oh yeah.
big pile of crap,
this
by
is-
the way.
this is way
just to
back.
fill you in.
Yeah.
This is long enough ago that Kotaku was okay.
Yeah. And it was also, it wasn't just Kotaku, it was other websites would do big articles about like, you know, this group of artists.
It'd be on like,
all
but it would
reimagined
also be
whatever.
on like Reddit and stuff, and
Mhm.
they'd get around.
But yeah, that was a cool, I don't know, it was just a cool thing nobody else was doing.
Well, I still feel like because we didn't do it for money, like it always felt better.
Yeah.
Because like even now, it's like you look at like these events and stuff that people do, and they're like all sponsored by like a bunch of different things, and it just doesn't feel. It's like the same way like people like watching a streamer who doesn't have a million lights on.
Million ad breaks.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they don't have like, it doesn't look super professional, right? It's like people like that. People trust it more.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Because I get that. It's like they feel more like a normal human being that's not trying to sell you something.
Yeah.
And the more like stuff you put up, the less it seems like they're authentic. So like, that's kind of what it felt like back then. I was just feeling like this small thing that like everybody was a part of. Nobody's making any money. It's all like voluntary. All the judges were doing it voluntarily.
Mm-hmm. That was the best part, is everybody was volunteer only. Nobody got financially compensated, and also it was all artists that were the weird mentality that made it different was coming at it from everybody sucked at one point. Like these celebrities aren't like some weird Mount Olympus that you can't talk to. These artists, they're just people, and like humanizing it in that way and making it feel more attainable, I think helped a lot.
Yeah, just having the option for like all these big name artists that you like to look at your stuff and say
Yeah.
something about it. It's really cool.
I'd feel weird going to, like you mentioned sponsors a minute ago, I'd feel weird going to an event sponsored by Adobe now. Now that I know that they're like scraping data and stuff, like
Yeah.
it feels weird. It feels like a training camp for their own soldiers or something. It's very strange. Like I don't know. That sponsorship doesn't feel good anymore.
No. No. Yeah, it's all a little rough.
Yeah.
All that stuff. We just go, okay. What you doing? What are you actually doing?
I can't remember. What was the last convention I went to? Was it the one in California?
It's been a while.
Bali? I don't even know.
Well, that was a workshop.
I know.
Haven't been to a convention in years.
I think I drove to New York just to see people that were at Comic-Con, but I didn't actually go into Comic-Con. It's like, hey, let's get dinner or something. I think that might have been the last thing I technically went to, but...
Yeah, I miss that stuff. I miss like doing things for free like that.
Yeah.
And just having it be something that existed. Like, can you imagine how like shitty, like in retrospect, like it would have been nice at the time, I guess, but just that added pressure that comes with being financially rewarded for doing a thing, where like now there's this like set expectation.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Fuck that. Fuck that. Now it has to be good. It has to be this thing.
I'm paying for this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm owed. You go, oh, no.
You must stream X amount of hours, or I'll take my money somewhere else.
Yeah. That sort of stuff. Like, I'm glad that was never really a part of it.
No. No, it was good. We almost did a
That's
workshop.
what they call
we talked about
lightning
it
in a
briefly,
bottle.
But it's funny. Like, we almost did a workshop, but we didn't, because it was just like, this is figuring out what to pay everybody is just too weird.
Plus, we would have had to like do it all ourselves and just be like,
yeah,
not like we would have a hard time charging people what we probably should.
Yeah.
And then we wouldn't make any money, and then it would just be stressful.
The problem with me and Dave is that if we're not taking a cut, we assume that everybody else is okay not taking a cut, and people are very agreeable. So if they're not okay with that, they're gonna lie and say they are, and then it builds up weird resentment. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll do stuff for free. I don't care.
Yeah. But
not everybody wants to do that.
We've learned that that is not the case with a lot of people.
And also, people assume that you are.
Yeah.
Even if you're not making any money. They go
Yeah.
like, that's easy for you to Buddha.
What's the grift though? Yeah, I know you're not charging, but what's the secret? What are you making on the back end?
Yeah, people. Oh, that was always my favorite.
Yeah, what's the game here? What's the ruse?
Seems like it's really smart what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
But you gotta let me know, like how is this?
We got messages. I mean, at least I did. I think Dave did too, where it was like, you know, it's genius what you're doing. The whole like likable, bring on nobodies thing, and then like, you know, those are like fans for life after that. It's like, what are you doing? Like, what the? Can't it just be a fun thing that people enjoy doing? Why does everything have to be a Machiavellian scheme? Like,
or that like our goal is to build until we have a giant mountain. Like we don't actually care.
No.
Like we're keeping it small. Like Dan and I were actually upset when it got big.
Yeah, we hated it. We were like, oh.
We were like, oh, this stinks. Now there's 400 entries and it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, now it's a job.
We don't want to do it anymore.
But yeah, it's like, can't it just be funny to me that 60 artists are reimagining the art for fucking Gauntlet. Like, isn't it, can't it just be funny enough that we got a huge group of people to all pretend that they were hired to redesign a Zelda game or something? And just, here's a fucking pile of art. Here's just a comical amount of art from a bunch of people all reimagining the same thing in different ways. Like, can't that just be fun on its own?
Yeah. Yeah, but that was like the most common thing, was like, love it, love what you're doing, love that you're going to turn this into like big business moves and
That was back in the day.
spin this out into...
That was back.
Ba-do-ba-do.
It was part of that mindset we talked about the other day back then, where everybody had to have their IP. And you're like, is it a comic? Is it a movie? Is it a game? They're like, well, it's my IP. And you're like, yeah, but what is it? And you're like, it doesn't matter. It's my IP. I'm gonna sell it to Hollywood? ? Like, everybody's end goal was like, it's not the art and it's not the fun of the art. It's like, here's my business move. Here's my cool business move. I'm gonna be an LA guy. I'm gonna go to LA. I'm gonna sell my IP.
It's an IP.
Guys,
We'll figure out the logistics later.
when I'm not painting goblins for cash, I'm working on my IP. Desert's Reign. Or, I don't know, some shit. Shadow's Folly.
Desert's
I
Reign.
don't know. Sins of the Wakers. I don't know. It's something. It's always something like that. Here's my IP, guys.
But if somebody did say this is my new IP, it's called Nasty Boys, I'd be like, how do I get in on this?
I think the most fun
How
one,
do
actually,
I do this?
looking back, I think the most fun one probably was the toy packaging one. Dylan in chat. That one was crazy. That one was so fun. Because it was all just...
It was great.
There's so many good takes. And that fucking Crystal Crusaders song. It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm happy
Ruby
to,
Robert.
Happy to unveil my new IP. Trials
Big
of
Kev.
Trials of the Fallen.
I do want somebody to come out and be like, it's Nasty Pete.
Yeah.
That's the name of my new IP. What? It's not a whole world?
It's a multimedia experiment.
It's about this nasty little kid that kind of gets whatever he wants.
And
He
he
does whatever he wants. He gets what he wants.
the smile on his face when he gets away with it says it all.
It's good.
Having it be almost,
It could build out to something big.
Having it be almost a question mark. It's good. it's good.
It is good.
Yeah, I like it. I like it being almost a question mark. It is good.
But like, why are all IPs a massive sprawling world?
Because
Why can't it be about a bunch of brats?
because if you can't have one good idea, you can have 1,000 whatever ideas. I think that's what it is. I think that's
Yeah,
what all
it's
those
true.
world building IPs were. Is I don't have a good idea, so I'm gonna flood the zone with 1 billion small ideas.
So I'm just gonna shock you.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this, and then look at this. A little too much to focus on any one thing. Now you can't tell if it's good or bad.
Before you have a lot of time to think about the monks of Whitestone Keep, I'm also going to show you the Moon Maidens of Therador.
What do you think? Wait, but before you weigh in on that,
Before you have time
check
to
this
figure
out.
out if those are cool.
This is Howler's Rest.
Yeah, the Beastmen of Howler's Rest, yeah.
This is where the dog pound broke down in the Great Storm, and they took over.
Yes. There might not be any good stuff, but there sure is a lot of it. It's the Chinese buffet mentality of
None of it's
art.
good, but
There's a ton
hell
of
yeah,
it.
there's a lot.
God, there's a lot.
I didn't say it was good.
Variety is the spice
I
of life.
said there was a lot.
Variety is the spice of life, and I'm one spicy boy. Welcome to my IP.
If variety is the spice of life,
Then bring
Welcome
some,
to Doom.
Bring some Tums. to the world of
Yeah.
Theresia.
Where anything's possible, then you're in a green screen and it zooms out past all your bad ideas. Just trolls sitting next to lonely caves looking around.
It's just the best Onion video that the Onion ever made, ever, was the one where he does his own Lord of the Rings. Is it the Hobbit review? Yeah.
Yeah, where he doesn't think it's very good.
Oh
It
my god.
pales in comparison.
When he talks about the Shattered Amulet of the Red Warlock. Book 3. Book 3, the Shattered Amulet of the Red Warlock.
Him dressed up in the makeup.
Blowing the horn.
That's my favorite part.
Admittedly, this is a homemade costume. But it's just that.
Yeah. Guaranteed whoever wrote that also wrote the dad's with his long fingers.
Fingernails.
They wrote both of those. They definitely wrote both of those.
When father
Whoever that was.
When daddy comes home.
Yeah. How the wind changes and stuff.
Yeah. The shadows grow longer than they should.
When daddy's long fingers. Yeah, for sure.
My favorite was always cool word, semicolon, sentence that means nothing.
Yes.
So it would be like Atlas, semicolon, and the sunset that never rose. And then just some huge world book. Like, okay.
Tall dog.
Yeah. Tall dog.
I can't even say a
The treat's never
mediocre
finished.
idea. I'm just saying nothing but hits.
Yeah, I know. He's incapable,
Tall
guys.
dog.
He's incapable.
I'm incapable.
He's a hit.
I'm an IP
He's a
machine.
hit-making machine. That's what I was just gonna say. He's a hit machine.
You all want to see Tall Dog.
Tall Dog is the sequel to Black Sad.
What is Tall Dog?
It's a Black Sad comic about a dog who comes to town, changes everything.
Makes the world bigger. The world's too small for a tall dog like me. I must leave and find my own stake in the world.
Fate, semicolon, the reign of the White Queen. Welcome to my IP. Fate, the reign of the White Queen. In Fate, the reign of the White Queen. You'll explore.
The brothers kiss. In where two brothers kiss.
And it shatters
The folly
the world.
of the jester's shadow.
Two brothers kiss and it shatters the reality of Theriskia.
And its expansion. And its expansion. Folly of the gesture. The jester's queen. We have a lot to do
So
in the
let's
kingdom of
get started.
in Biff's empire.
Yeah.
In Creed of the Willow Tree. You're-
In Creed of the Willow Tree, you'll explore a new area of Dimsdale. The Shattered Crest. Now, the Shattered
Called-
Crest is not as friendly as the White Kingdoms of Toondale. Here you'll find all manner of bandit and scruffy scallywag.
and then you got to freeze in the middle of what you're doing. Make a different facial expression when you're explaining it and go, oh yeah. What is that? Is that a raccoon?
Yeah.
Look out your window. What is that?
There's something in the
That-
yard.
Is that a raccoon? Well, that was my favorite bit from the Carver, Massachusetts, our hometown, from the meth edition of whatever show I was watching,
Yes.
where they were like, there's a big meth epidemic going on in Carver, Massachusetts. We interviewed this man, and it's one of my brother's friends. And it's my brother's friend on the news. And he's talking, he goes, yeah, there's a lot of problems going on. And then he then he stops in the middle of in mid sentence when he's talking to the interviewer, and he looks off and he goes, "What is that? Is that a raccoon?"
So fucking good. It sums
Fucking
up.
killed me.
Yeah.
Fucking killed me,
I
dude.
mean, if anything, that sums up how bad things
The
are going.
1,000 yards. The 1,000-yard stare. Is that a raccoon?
Oh, dude, the
Fucking
1,000-yard
broke me.
stare is the perfect thing to come after the semicolon. We just Brandon semicolon the 1,000-yard stare. His quest. That's the IP.
There you go.
Tirna Nog semicolon and the 1,000-yard stare.
Dude, I come up with stories every day, constantly for my kids.
It's called line.
I have about 1 billion stories at this point. I'm. Last night's story was about a goblin tree that was eating up the roots of the other trees in the forest. And when they tried to hack it down, it was full of goblin blood.
Hell yeah.
And then they had to fight off warring goblin tribes and the Goblin King before dispatching him and ridding the world of its nasty roots.
And it's called Real Goblins.
And then they go, can you, and so, like, if you want to hear how insane my household is, it's that, and then they go, all right, now can you sing Cupcake Highway and Long Lady Legs? And I go, yep.
I want to hear Cupcake Highway.
Dude, I don't even know how to sing Cupcake Highway. I make it up as I go, and they just know the names. They go, can you sing Cupcake Highway? And I have to remember. I don't even know what you're talking about. I tell a new story every night, at least 3 of them. And I sing songs that I make up. So none of it is something I'm holding on to.
Oh my god.
I don't know what any of it is, dude. So Long Lady Legs is about a town of babies that have long lady legs.
Hell yeah.
And they drink alcohol and they fight each other in the streets.
Can we hear a verse of it?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Because the babies, they got long lady legs, and they drink from the cake, they get...
I was hoping you'd keep going.
I could. I need my kids here. I need them to both be looking off into the distance, imagining the world.
I like that.
And then it's them shitting their diapers.
I like that it's to the tune of a real song that you hate.
Oh yeah.
Do you even know what song it was?
Dude, no.
You were singing Cold Hard Bitch.
Yeah. So I do that. What's really funny is how remarkable it is to the kids.
Sure.
So I'll do that, like the worst song ever. Long Lady Legs, baby. These songs are long, by the way. It's not like that where I start laughing. I don't laugh. I do the whole song. I do like a 3-minute song where I just make up everything.
Great.
I did a play, like an opera, you know, where like you sing out like different emotions and stuff. Like it's a little different in how you present it. About a meatball with eyes. Like I did that the other night. Just a blue-eyed meatball.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
And no, it's about this god in the sky made of meatballs.
Oh my god.
That eats this precious meatball prince that the boy finds in a meadow in the woods, and then he goes home to tell his dad about this meatball that he found that was killed by a god. And the dad doesn't believe him, but the dad sees a fleck of meatball in the boy's hair. There was a crumb from the god eating the meatball, and he puts it into marinara sauce, and it comes back, and one blue eye comes out and winks at him.
It's called Biteki no Katsuno, semicolon, Precious Meatball Prince. Precious Meatball Prince just sounded like one of those sentences after an anime title. It's called Matsuno no Hihao, Precious Meatball Prince.
So I sing that whole song, right, about long lady legs, baby town or whatever. And at the end of it, dude, because I know my kids aren't being sarcastic, but at the end of it, Axie goes, "How do you do that?"
It's great.
He goes, how do you just make that up? I go, I don't know. I don't know how to tell you.
It's called
I just do it.
It's an ancient magical art called shamelessness.
Yeah, I told him, I go, you can't be good at anything without feeling really stupid about it for a long time.
It's a very good
And I go,
quote.
so I said, what you need to do is, even when you feel bad, when you're in the middle of doing like this thing you're making up and it feels embarrassing and dumb, keep going. And I go, eventually, by doing that over and over, you'll become good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then people will stop thinking it's stupid.
It's true.
People will just think, wow, you're good at that.
Yeah.
I go, that's how it works, son.
Precious meatball prince. Just a really good combination of words.
Yeah, dude. So anyway, that's what I've been doing.
It's good.
I do
man.
those every night. I've done about 10,000 stories.
God, I wish I had a father like you. God. You imagine? You imagine that kind of childhood? God.
I asked Axel, I was like, do I seem insane to you? I was
And
like,
he
do I
said-
seem like...
And he said...
I said, do I seem like a crazy person? And he went, what do you mean? And I was like all this stuff you're hearing. I was like, is this weird? And he was like, no, I like it. I was like,
not
okay,
the answer.
good.
I like it is not the answer to the question.
He went, no, it's funny.
Do I seem insane? I like it. Not. just not the answer.
It's very good though.
It is.
But anyway, that's what I've been up to. Those are my stories. Farty Bear is the hit.
Yeah.
Farty Bear I struck gold with. I don't know what I can do with Farty Bear, but I struck gold with the voice. The voice makes them laugh. Everything just works.
Oh my god. That's pretty good.
What you talking about?
Tell us about Farty.
Because he's lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
So you can't have it. You're like, do you happen to have curry?
Or he farts. Yeah.
It's good, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Could turn that into money.
Yeah. We should call.
I got one of those things.
You know what we should do? We should call. Me and Dave have an agent from when we sold our book to Hollywood. We should call our agent live and not tell him we're recording and pitch him a bunch of ideas very seriously and pretend that they're just the best ideas. We should
pitch him Farty Bear.
Yeah, we should pitch him Farty Bear and do all the voices and everything and record his reactions for everybody to hear.
True.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I could see it going somewhere. I think that'd actually be a pretty fun challenge for like a Discord thing, is make an IP that's destined to fail. That's actually a very good idea. That's a very funny idea. Make an IP that's destined to fail. It's called Ronin, the Reign of the Black Emperor. In Ronin, Reign of the Black Emperor, you play as Yasuke, the Ronin, fighting the Black Emperor and his reign.
And his reign. And his reign is good. That's the secret. That's the secret sauce. That's what makes it go. Is not knowing what you're talking about at all.
Exactly. That's why today we're happy to announce our new game, Ninja, The Seven Secret Shadows. In Ninja, The Seven Secret Shadows, you'll play as Tamore, a ninja, seeking the 7 secret shadows. It's either create an IP that's destined to fail, or it's create a video game that shows up at 1E3 and is never seen again. You remember that weird era where the titles of games had to bring you into it in the title?
Mm-hmm.
Where it was like, that's why we're excited to unveil our new immersive game, Spells, Be the Sorcerer. It was like, like, what was that weird era?
No.
Be, you are this. You're going to be
Become.
Become, yeah.
Become the sorcerer.
Become spells, become the sorcerer. In Spells, you'll play as a sorcerer with a wide range of spells.
In Spells.
Why is this so funny to me? There was like a whole era of press conferences where people did that, and it was so funny to me.
Because they thought they were just talking to the dumbest people on the planet. Spells.
That's why we're excited to unveil our new game, Mercenary, the one that got away. In Mercenary, you'll play as Jonathan Kraft, a mercenary who's chasing the one that got away. It does. It sounds like little kids faking a book report.
It definitely does.
In 20,000 Leagues
Just
Under the Sea.
bullshitting what's going on.
They take a submarine under the sea and they go 20,000 leagues. It's, yeah.
Dude, that thing I told you about my childhood.
Yeah.
It's one of the roughest things in the world, of just making up Pocahontas to a whole classroom full of kids who already know what Pocahontas is about. And somehow I think I'm going to get away with making up the whole story. It's crazy. That is what it feels like, though.
Were you nervous, or did you think it was funny at the time? Were you like,
Yeah, I was like going to cry.
from nervousness or from comedy?
From nervousness.
Okay.
This is before it's funny. This is like when you're still young.
Yeah. Because sometimes if you're making
And
it
you
up
still feel judgment.
and the class is in on the joke, sometimes that is hilarious, but you know you're going to get in trouble.
It was funny. Like, it was a funny bit. If it, you know, like if that was the case, like if I was trying to be funny, it would have been very funny.
Well,
But I wasn't.
I remember your
not.
Macbeth video book report that was just like a bunch of jackass stunts, jumping into sand pits and things.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That was fun. But no, the thing of like just being desperate, like, holy shit, I have to suddenly make up Pocahontas. I didn't do the work.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy for a kid to do.
Gross Girl wants to know if you remember anything you made up.
No, I can't. I remember being up there. I remember feeling like I was going to throw up. And just sitting there going, oh, no. No. Yeah, it was rough. I remember just being scared.
I faked an illness once in college when something like that happened, and I never went back to the class.
You faked what?
I faked an illness once in college when something like that happened, and then I never went back to the class.
Really?
Yeah, I just failed the class. I couldn't go back.
That's very funny.
I just said I'm just not gonna go back ever. It was a compositions class. We had to write a piece of music, and then I didn't know they were going to ask people to perform what they wrote, and I didn't have anything.
Oh no.
And they were like, Dan, why don't you come up and perform the piece you wrote? And I was like, oh, I gotta run to the restroom. And they were like, oh, well, just come up and play it real quick. And I was like, no, actually, I think I'm gonna throw up. And I just left. I left while they were telling me to turn around. They were like, Dan, come back. I just left. And then I emailed them the next day, and I was like, I won't be coming to class anymore. I'm gonna withdraw. Because I just couldn't go back. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't go back. It was the most embarrassing thing in my adult life.
Sometimes you can't go back.
I was like, I can't come back to this class.
That's really funny.
I lied. Everyone knows I lied. There is no composition. I'm not doing this.
Guys, there is no composition.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I was sick. Guys, I was sick.
The composition that I'm performing is the lie that I'm telling you right now. That I'm sick and I have to go. That's my composition.
Being sick when you're embarrassed is very funny.
Yeah.
Instead of admitting anything, just being like,
I think I'm actually gonna throw up. The funniest thing is like
getting so sick because you didn't do your work.
The funniest thing is when you lie about being sick because you're too nervous, and then when you leave, you're so nervous that you actually feel sick.
Yeah.
You're so nervous about the lie that it comes true, and then you're like, oh.
Dad, I cannot go to school today. I cannot, and you can't make me. Please, for the love of God.
Dude, this is really close to something that really happened to me, which I think I've told you about before. Where in 8th grade, I didn't want to go to school, and I was like, my stomach hurts, I can't go. And they were like, your stomach hurts? Like, go to school. And I was like, no, I can't. I really can't. My stomach is just too painful. I can't get out of bed. And then I didn't go to school for like a week. And then like after like I didn't go to school for almost a month. And then they took me to the hospital and they were like, oh, your appendix is exploding. We're going to remove it. And I was like, this started as a lie. And like to this day, I don't know if they actually took my appendix out or if they knew I was lying. But
I think you might have manifested it. You might have manifested an appendix.
Something, yeah, because like they were like, well, if you haven't been to school in a month, we have to take you to the hospital and see what's going on. And then they were like, oh, your appendix is exploding. It's about to explode. We got to take it out. And I was like, no way, that's true. I was lying. I just didn't want to go to school. Like
the doctor's like, no, this is your punishment.
Yeah. That was the surgery.
You shouldn't have lied, Daniel.
That was the surgery where I woke up on the table. And the doctor said, oh shit, he's awake. Then they put the mask back on me and gassed me again. Oh shit, he's awake. I'll never forget that. Just casually looking over while there's a tube in my belly button. Oh shit, he's awake.
Put him down.
But yeah, that 100% started as a lie. And then my magical thinking made it real.
Jumanji thinking.
Yeah.
You Jumanji'd it into real life.
I gotta go to the gym, unfortunately. This is fun, but...
I said Dan's very powerful.
The question is, am I
very
lying?
powerful imagination.
Am I lying about going to the gym? Am I just nervous? No.
Yeah, I think so. Nerves of steel. Dan's so nervous he can create new realities.
It's true. Reality is where I go to the gym.
Gets so sick.
That is, I still think about that sometimes though. Like that was just a lie. I just didn't want to go to school. And it went all the way to my appendix being sucked out through a hose.
I would love it if the doctor was just trying to call your bluff. Well, if he's so sick,
are
maybe
you
his
sure?
appendix is about to explode.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You sure your stomach still hurts, Dan?
I guess it does. All right, let's do the surgery.
All right.
Here goes.
It's funny because like we went to like 3 or 4 doctors, and all of them were like, "I don't think there's anything wrong with Dan." And I was like, "No, it really hurts." And then the last one was like, well, we can, like, you know, just look inside and see if anything looks weird that isn't showing up. You have to sign a waiver, though. And we were like, okay. And we did that, and oh, your appendix is exploding. We better take it out. Like,
Yeah, he called your bluff.
and I remember
You tried to bluff with the big boys.
I remember at one
You
point.
got caught.
I remember at one point feeling pain, and I can't remember if I was making it up. Like, at some point between the lie of I don't want to go to school and we're gonna suck your appendix out, I felt stomach pain somewhere in there. It started. And I don't know if I just manifested that and made it up in my mind, or if it's a crazy coincidence, or if it was all just fake.
The doctor might have just been like, this is definitely it. We need money. We need money.
We're just going to charge you for
That's what
this.
it is.
We're just going to opt into this surgery.
Yeah, it's surgery time.
We're going to suck his appendix out. We're going to charge him $10,000. There's nothing wrong with this kid. He's fucking lying.
Let's teach him a lesson. He'll never forget.
Oh, does it hurt here? Just rubbing my stomach. Does it hurt down here? And then jabbing his thumbs. It just hurt fucking here. Fucking wasted my time.
Lying sack of shit.
Yeah.
Just the liar's gambit.
Exactly. All right,
Testing
I gotta go.
fate.
I gotta go.
All right.
This was fun. Goodbye, everybody.
Later.
I'll see you.
Gaslit into surgery.
It's pretty good. All right, I ended the stream.